Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for you this Wednesday. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to start with a quick reading from Quiet Mind by David Koontz. This is a meditation on bridges. Bridges are America's cathedrals. Author unknown. I think the meaning of this statement is that while other cultures in other times built cathedrals as the pinnacles of their cultural prowess, we build bridges. I'm not so sure this is true. We have some awesome cathedrals. But even so, our bridges are impressive as well. And the two have a few things in common. A significant purpose of cathedrals was to provide, in the days before education was common, symbols and signs to teach faith and to remind people of those teachings. The hugeness of the building itself was the first and foremost symbol of what was important in the community. Stained glass and graphic art were also important teaching aids. But bridges can teach us too, if we see them with eyes open to symbols. They are the arteries that facilitate the movement of life within the community. Like cathedrals, they are conduits that facilitate bringing two distant places together. And also, like cathedrals, they show off what we can build. They are most often beautiful. By their nature, they seem daring and bold. I easily bring to mind two important bridges in my life. One is huge and bold and industrial looking. The other, a one-lane muddy path over some logs. What bridges are in your life? What can you notice about them? A quiet mind sees that bridges can not only get us from here to there, but can be symbols to enrich the meaning of life. Saints, how important are bridges to you? Can you think of any bridges that you cross on a regular basis? I bet you do, even if you don't recognize or remember it just because it's such a natural part of your day, your regular pattern. Bridges are everywhere, and sometimes we don't even notice them. Sometimes we do, though. One of the bridges that's famous where I come from is the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a tourist spot. It's a beautiful bridge. It's one that I actually had never visited until I was in my 30s, going back to California with my wife for a vacation to meet my family and all that. It was the first time I'd actually been to the Golden Gate and stood there and saw the view, took the pictures, all that. But I know that it is an important bridge and a cultural landmark. It is a suspension-style bridge, and it's as a engineering feat, it's pretty impressive. The bridge that I was more familiar with growing up, that I crossed much more often, was the Bay Bridge. It's a longer bridge. It's a wider bridge. It's a double-decker in some places, 4 lanes going one way, 4 lanes going the other. And there's a lot of traffic over that bridge connecting San Francisco and Oakland. But it did, at one point in my childhood, collapse. The Bay Bridge partially collapsed in the earthquake of '89, which was really incredible to me, to recognize that this huge, sturdy thing that I completely took for granted fell down because of the violence of that quake. The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore that was recently hit by a cargo ship, it collapsed, and we've seen the incredible setback that is to transportation and to shipping and to trucking and all kinds of things, because bridges really are crucial. Sometimes we don't recognize how important they are until they break down, until they are not in operation. Now, you can think about the physical, literal function of a bridge. It's to connect one place to another. It's to help get us from here to there. But we also talk often about a metaphorical bridge. We talk about what connects a person to another person, or groups of people together to each other. And we usually talk about that in the context of people who have serious differences. I think those kinds of bridges are equally important and equally valuable and maybe even equally vulnerable. Sometimes those bridges need special attention and care in order to be built, and sometimes we take them for granted. Sometimes we don't notice that we are driving over these paths every day until they fall apart, until they break down. Where are some of the breakdowns in community or in communication that you recognize in your own life? Maybe think about what is it that bridges the gap between you and that person or you and that other group? How would you be able to work at rebuilding or repairing that bridge? What happened to it in the first place? How did it fall apart? Saints, where are the bridges, the metaphorical bridges in your life, functioning well or not functioning at all? That's your devotion for this week, something I hope you'll think about, something I hope is helpful for you. And I hope you're doing well today, Saints. Hope you are staying healthy, and I'll be praying for you. Please keep praying for me. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.